Shignesh, let me know when I can begin, when the attendees are inside the webinar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, right side we can see the attendees. The number are increasing.
Right now, okay. So shall we? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are healthy and safe. I am Kuldeep. I welcome all of you to the webinar on NISM and CRISIL Certified Credit Underwriter Program and NISM and CRISIL Certified Wealth Manager Program. In this webinar, we will share details about the certification programs, followed by a demo of e-learning modules and a Q&A session towards the end. So let's begin. Speaker for today's webinars are Mr. Miren Lodha and Ms. Surabhi Batra from CRISIL. So let me begin today's webinar by introducing both the institutions. As far as NISM goes, the National Institute of Securities Market is a public trust established in 2006 by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the regulator of the securities market in India. The institute carries out a wide range of capacity building activities at various levels aimed at enhancing the quality standards in securities market. We believe our certification program will help you build deep domain expertise, showcase your competencies, and will give you an edge in your professional careers. And as far as our partner CRISIL1Academy is concerned, let me give a very brief about them. CRISIL1Academy is the training and certification arm of CRISIL. For close to 2 decades now, CRISIL1Academy has been providing skills, gap-based training and certification program across domains such as credit, risk, treasury, and capital markets. These programs leverage CRISIL deep domain expertise and intellectual capital, backed by experience of over 3 decades in ratings, research, risk, and policy advisory services. To date, CRISIL1Academy has trained more than 52,000 professionals from the financial sector, including banks, NBFCs, AMCs, insurance companies, and other financial institutions, receiving excellent average feedback of 4.5 on a scale of 5 on their all courses. So now let me hand over the presentation to Mr. Miren Lodha, Director and Head of CRISIL1Academy. A very brief about him. He has been with CRISIL for 17 years now and has strong expertise in credit research and building credit risk frameworks. Along with Miren, we have Ms. Surabhi Batra joining from CRISIL1Academy. Ms. Batra leads the digital learning, customized training solutions and solutions for CRISIL1Academy. Surabhi has been with CRISIL for over 6 years and has an experience of over 13 years in credit assessment and developing training content. With this word, I welcome them both. Over to you, Miren.
Thank you, Kuldeep. Thanks for that introduction and a very warm welcome to all the participants. I appreciate you taking time to join us for this webinar on a Friday evening. Now, before I get into the details on the certification and talk about it, let me just give you a brief background on the objective at hand for both NISM and CRISIL to partner on these certifications. See, as you all know, financial markets, they are a key economic growth driver, not just in India, but globally. And to power the growth in financial markets, there's a constant need for highly skilled manpower. And the objective for NISM and CRISIL to come together is to really create market-ready talent for key functions within the banking and financial services space. We clearly see a gap there today. So today, if you see the professional courses which are available, they are either too theoretical or too global in their curriculum. This is where, NISM and CRISIL thought that, it's extremely important to come together and fill this gap by focusing on market relevant content and application focused curriculum. Let me also give you a, brief on our thought process on how we narrowed down on credit and wealth as the certification areas and why these areas are very important and relevant from your own perspective, from a career building perspective. Now, I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but there's been almost a 3x growth in outstanding bank credit over the past decade or 10 years. And this exponential growth needs to be supported by very strong credit analysis. Because credit, as you know, it's an extremely core function for any lender, be it a bank or a non-bank. In fact, the entire business model of a lender hinges around credit risk. So, if in fact, the incremental spread that a banker earns over the the risk-free rate is largely attributable to the credit risk they assume. So this is the importance of credit risk for the lender. And hence, it becomes very important that credit risk gets measured and managed in a very effective manner. Now, this requires strong domain expertise and deep understanding of credit risk and related areas. Unfortunately, when I interact with the banks and NBFCs today, I get a very different sense. Most lenders today are struggling with building strong capacity in this critical function. And this is credit, but similar exponential growth trend has been witnessed in the investment management space as well. What we are seeing is investors are shifting their financial savings from traditional products or physical assets to wealth products. Today, financial assets in the country stand at about 135 lakh crore as of 31st March 2022. And this is 57% of our GDP. And if I compare this number to 2017, this number was only about 41%. And if you see financial advisors or wealth managers, they are a key cog in the wheel for financial penetration and driving penetration of financial products in the country. Now, these wealth managers need to have a very strong understanding, very strong knowledge of the products they sell, and they should also be able to assess a client's risk profile and suggest just the right product to them. So you see, both these domain areas, they tie up very well with our stated objective of bridging the gap for market-ready talent in critical functions within the BFSI space. And this is where, the NISM and CRISIL certified credit underwriter or the NISM and CRISIL certified wealth manager programs can really help. Both these programs, if you see, they aim to equip the participants with strong conceptual understanding, as well as the ability to apply knowledge through real-life case studies, through market data, through insights, as well as analytics. And I'm sure they'll help you build a very strong foundation for a rewarding career in these two exciting areas. With this background, let me just hand over this presentation to my colleague Surabhi, who will share some interesting details about the programs and also take you through some of the sample content, which will help you gain a fair understanding of how the program is structured and what sort of content it covers. With this, Surabhi, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Miren. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to take you through the content for the NISM and CRISIL Certified Credit Underwriter and NISM and CRISIL Certified Wealth Manager programs. These certification programs are online, self-paced programs. The content, while being exhaustive, has a nice built-up and flow to it. Unlike other certification programs, the content here is highly interactive and replete with CRISIL's proprietary frameworks and case studies. I will tell you more on this when I take you through the content demo. After you've completed or gone through all the modules, you become eligible to appear for the exam. The exams are conducted on a quarterly frequency. Each exam has a duration of 3 hours with 150 MCQ questions, and the minimum passing criteria is 60%. On clearing the certification exam, you're awarded with a joint certificate from NISM and CRISIL. You also earn a digital badge. A digital badge helps you showcase your credentials with your colleagues, clients, and employers. It works on the principles of blockchain and is a digitally verifiable version of your certificate. This adds a lot of credibility to your earned credentials. I will start with showcasing NISM and CRISIL Certified Credit Underwriter program to you. I will share my screen, and in front of you will be the platform through which the access is given. On your screen right now, you will be able to see a list of 7 topics that are part of this course on the left-hand side. Clicking on each topic reveals the subtopic or modules that are part of it. So when I've clicked on module 1, these are the subtopics that are covered within this topic. Let me take you through a few modules now. I will start with a basic module on credit risk evaluation framework. One of the interesting things that this module covers is CRISIL's rating framework.
Surabhi,
Yes?
sorry to interrupt, but your screen is not very clearly visible.
Okay.
It's a bit blurred. Can you try and reshare the screen?
Sure. I hope it is clear now.
Not completely, Surabhi. Maybe you can play the animation.
Sure. So I was saying one of the very interesting things that this module covers is CRISIL's rating framework. Since this entire framework itself can be very daunting and complex at first go, we build it up piece by piece through an example. Let me show you this.
Surabhi, it is still blurred.
Yeah.
Okay. I am connected to the Wi-Fi.
Okay. A bit better. Still blur. We apologize for the technical error. Give us a minute to fix it. Okay, bit better, Surabhi. Please go ahead.
Kuldeep, am I audible?
You're audible, but the screen is bit blurred. You're perfectly audible.
Okay, I am.
Just try playing now. I think it's a bit better now.
Okay, sure.
Just try playing the animation.
Sure. So we are building up the entire framework now, piece by piece. Here we are asking the participants about various questions as to whether if they're lending to somebody, what are the kind of questions that they would have in mind. And then we build it component by component. So we're talking about business risk assessment, management risk assessment, and financial risk assessment here. I'll play the animation for you, which has audio as well.
Financial obligations, and so on. You found out some rather disturbing information. Tony runs his business operations very well and seems to have the knack of knowing what will do well in the market. Records and research shows that Tony and his second-in-command are honest and capable managers. But when you looked at Tony's financial situation, you found that Tony has a mountain of debt he is trying to pay off, and he's just about managing to make his payments. It is very unlikely that Tony will be able to successfully fulfill any additional financial obligations, and you decide that he poses a substantial credit risk. The forecast related to Tony's new do-it-yourself project seems great. But you also learn that Tony's parents have significant financial obligations, and they are not likely to bail him out if he defaults. You decide that Tony's overall credit risk is too high, and you bid him goodbye, expressing your inability to support his new venture. The process we have used to evaluate Tony's credit risk is the process that CRISIL uses to evaluate the credit risk of the entities it rates.
This really simplifies the credit risk evaluation framework for the participants to understand. As we move ahead in the course, we get into complex topics like financial analysis, working capital products, and so on. Let me show you one more example on working capital. This is a module on non-fund-based working capital. And this module largely talks about letter of credit and bank guarantee. So the process of managing a letter of credit right from issuing to closure is a complex workflow. And we have explained this through click and reveal interactivity here. You can click on each stage and understand the entire process sequentially. Also, at the end of each module, there is a summary and a self-assessment, which tests the participants' understanding across the entire module. It also gives you a sense of how you have fared across the entire topic. I have tried to give you a sneak peek into the program content. Let me now brief you regarding another marquee program, NISM and Crystal Certified Wealth Manager. It is a very comprehensive course designed to help distributors strike meaningful conversations with their clients and improve their sales performance. This program will equip relationship managers or sales teams or distributors with a sharp understanding of not just concepts, but also the relevant trends across various asset classes and the overall industry. The course covers the entire life cycle of wealth management. It consists of 18 topics, which are listed on the left side. I will start with a very basic module on financial planning. So now the financial planning process involves continuous interaction with the clients. To address this, we have used the role play technique. to give participants an understanding of how this conversation happens between the client and the advisor.
Welcome to this module on Introduction to Financial Planning.
In this topic, a client is speaking with an advisor about his financial goals. He has missed out on a very important goal of retirement planning. I will switch on the audio to take you through this case, and in a couple of seconds, I'll speak again.
Goals. Retirement planning. Many people in India tend to ignore this goal. But with more families becoming nuclear and an increasing lifespan, everyone should have a sufficient retirement corpus to ensure a comfortable life during their sunset years.
You are right. Let me add that as my goal too.
Next, for each of your goals, you need to add a time frame. Short term, which is less than 1 year, medium term, which is between 1 to 5 years, and long term, that is above 5 years. This will help determine the tenure of the investment. Now, Anand, add the cost estimate for each goal. Wait, looking at the cost of the goal in current prices is not enough. To identify the real cost of the goal, we need to adjust it for inflation.
I don't think I understand this.
Let's say you want to buy a vacation home after 7 years. The cost of the house is around 30 lakh rupees at present. Now you create a financial plan with 30 lakh rupees in mind. But at the end of 7 years, you find that the cost of the house has increased to 45 lakh rupees. So you still can't buy the house due to a shortfall of 15 lakh rupees. You need to estimate the cost of the goal at the end of 7 years.
Oh, I get it. So today my daughter's education will cost around rupees 20 lakhs. But since she will start her higher education only after 10 years, I need to estimate the cost after 10 years.
That's right. So we consider the average inflation rate and then estimate the cost at the end of the desired period. Let's keep retirement planning goal to be discussed later. Theoretically, this is the concept of time value of money or TVM. Money you have at present will not have the same value in future. So the present value of money is worth more than the promised future value. The calculation of TVM with the help of present and future value can help you differentiate the investment worth at different periods.
So what I need to focus on is the actual cost of the goals when they are to be met. This has been helpful, Manika.
We have similarly built content for objection handling. We also provide a number of resource documents where content-related case studies and Excel sheets are available with pre-populated formulas. Participants can enter numbers and use it as a reference for the client's financial planning as well. These are downloadable and can be retained even after the expiry of the course. Once the content is covered, we have knowledge checks at the end of each topic to check the level of understanding from each topic and each module. And similarly, we have summary and self-assessment at the end of each module. I'll move on to another module, which is understanding asset classes. In Indian markets, there is a favoritism towards gold as a commodity for investment. I hope you agree with me. In this module, however, we have looked at various commodities.
Welcome to this module on understanding assets.
We have compared ROI of various commodities and their standard deviation across 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10 years of time. We can see the distribution of returns on various investments. On comparing the standard deviation with debt and equity over different time intervals, we see that the standard deviation of gold is too high. This enables us to have meaningful conversation with the client with the support of data points. These data points are frequently updated by our team to facilitate you with updated information. I will now move on to another module which talks about the behavioral aspects. The fair business practices, as we all know, is a dry subject. So to make it interesting, we have put down some videos wherein there are two wealth managers talking. Let me show you the conversation and then resume back.
Where around 100 wealth managers from across the country attended.
Hey Jim, long time. How have you been? Glad to meet you.
Same here. Was logging to meet you. How have you been?
Awesome. You know, I added a very prestigious client to my list last month.
Oh, that's great. Who's this prestigious client, by the way?
The CEO of ABC Manufacturing Limited.
Oh, that's an achievement. You have got a real run of luck, Maria.
No, Jim, it's not just luck. It was an uphill battle. I chased him for almost a whole year before he finally agreed to do business with me.
Wow, superb. How big is his portfolio and where does he invest in?
So his portfolio size is around 25 crores. He mainly invests in equity mutual funds. Recently, he made an investment of 1 crore in ABC Large Cap Equity Fund.
Good luck. Good luck for your future.
Whether the conduct of advisor was correct or not, being theoretical in nature, it is difficult to retain such topics in the minds of the participants. But with this approach, we can easily cover such topics in an interesting manner. I apologize for the technical error. I hope this showcase gives you a nice flavor of the content covered. Over to you, Kuldeep.
Okay, thank you, Surabhi. Thank you, Miren. So now we have, it's a Q&A rounds and we have certain questions. So let us take one by one. Mikun Swen is saying, what is the benefit of NISM certificate? Mikun, can you be specified which certificate you are talking about? This CRISIL certificate or some other certificate? Rupen has a query like, he want to appear for the NISM CRISIL Wealth Manager exam. He couldn't attend December. Rupendra, you can write us back on our email ID, elearning@NISM, and our team will be glad to assist you. Sujal has a query. Does both certificate have time validation and required to be renewed? So, Miren or Surabhi, if you would like to take.
So, do you want to answer this?
Semester or first trimester?
Yeah, so there's a validity of 3 years, and post that there's a renewal of the certification that can be done.
Okay. Does the exam have negative marks?
No, there are no negative marks.
Someone is asking whether it will be helpful to crack a job after MBA. If it is related to this certification, yes, it will certainly assist in, it will enhance your knowledge. But if you are talking about general terms, then it depends on, what type of MBA you have gone through and how you appear. Validity of certificate, Surabhi, Miren?
I think Surabhi answered this.
Okay, so there is no upper age restriction. Someone is asking, is there any upper age restriction is there to do this?
No.
And another question is, what is the duration of the course?
45 to 50 learning hours.
Okay. And one is saying, I'm a BSc graduate and wants to set career in credit risk management. If I am doing this program, then how will be my job CTC and want to know career?
Yeah, so I think, and I see a related question on whether this course will help in getting a job on the retail credit risk side. So first, let me clarify, I think this credit underwriter program is primarily for corporate credit underwriting, which is slightly more complex when you compare it to retail credit underwriting. Retail credit underwriting is more rule-based, scorecard-based, whereas in corporate credit underwriting, you have to apply a lot of human judgment. So this course will help you become a corporate credit risk manager or credit underwriter. I think the next part of the question is, will this help help get a job? I think obviously, this course will help you build a very strong foundation, and basis which you can, CRISIL as a training certification provider has been working with almost all the banks in India. And we've been upskilling their employees. So if they have somebody who's already skilled on a lot of these areas, obviously there'll be a, sort of a preference. So yeah, I think I've answered both the parts of the question.
Okay. How many days the course certification validation? This is a lifetime access for learning?
So the modules are available for a period of 2 years. Within 2 years, they have to appear for the exam and clear the exam. Else they have to re-register.
And classes timing, I think it's an online program, so you can access anytime as per your convenience. Yeah, questions are MCQ types. Someone is asking.
Yeah, questions are MCQ type questions.
Yeah, I've answered a few questions through chat.
Okay, so someone is asking how we get syllabus of the course.
Yeah, the detailed brochure is available on NISM as well as CRISIL websites.
Someone is we get the certificate of today's program. So I think today is just a informative webinar. So attending the webinar may not, provide any certification. I think Shubhangi can answer if she's there.
Kuldeep, we will provide a certificate, e-certificate to all the participants who are there today.
Okay. After the certification, do we have any other specialized courses? Miren, there is one question. Is this course helpful to immovable property valuer?
See, not directly, honestly, but if you want to, pursue something in the wealth management space, understand the performance of various investment products, asset classes, then I think the wealth manager certification can be of relevance to you. Otherwise, valuation of immovable property, real estate is a different ballgame.
Okay. One question is, I think you have already answered, but in case if there's anything to add, after MBA in marketing, will this course help?
So yeah, this course will help if you're planning to build a career either on on the credit risk side or on the investment management, wealth management side.
Can I become a credit risk manager by doing this course?
Yeah, that is what the objective is.
Someone is asking, possible to share course fee detail? My colleague Sandeep Biswal has already shared the links pertaining to the details of these courses, content, syllabus, as well as fee. So you can go through the link. Can NISM Wealth Manager course be useful for enhancing financial literacy, managing personal finances? How relevant is the course for someone from non-financial background?
Well, absolutely. We've had a lot of entrepreneurs, doctors, professionals signing up to this course and even clearing it. And their objective is not to build a career, but their objective is to better manage their own personal finances and have a understanding of various investment opportunities which are available to them. So we've got many such examples with us.
One is asking, I'm having 13-year plus experience in sales and business development. How this course help me? Because mostly financial planning and all I'm doing with clients.
See, I think very difficult for me to sit here and comment on, I mean, number of years of experience is just one dimension of it. I'll suggest you go through the entire curriculum and judge for yourself whether, this is something you would want to understand in detail in depth. Okay. But otherwise, we've been doing the same program with banks, AMCs, training their sales teams. And, some of these people are fairly experienced. They've spent many number of years doing wealth management. So it's not a course which is only for freshers. I mean, experienced people will also gain from the course. But I'll suggest you go through the content yourself and then be a judge in terms of, whether this is something you would want to spend your time and energy on.
Okay. I'm a relationship manager in a private bank. Will credit underwriting course help me in switching myself from sales to credit manager in banks?
Yes, absolutely. I think that is one of the objectives. In fact, if you go through the the detailed brochure as well, I think we've called it out. So if you're looking at moving from a relationship management to a core credit underwriting role, then this is one course which can help you build your fundamentals there.
And one is asking, what is wealth maximization? Yeah.
I don't think I'm the right person to answer.
Okay. And can a BCom graduate join this course without job experience from finance field?
Yes, I think the minimum eligibility is graduation.
Okay.
I think they can refer to the minimum eligibility criteria in both the product brochures.
That's right, Miren.
Yeah. How to practice for the exam? Any practice papers are there?
So I think the modules themselves have knowledge checks built in between. So, I think that itself should be a good practice or a knowledge check for the participants.
And someone is saying, is it necessary to renew the certificate?
Yes, if you want to continue using the certificate and the designation and the digital badge, you need to renew it after a period of 3 years.
After completing NISM CRISIL Wealth Manager program, can we make any prototype portfolio with CRISIL for practical experience? So someone is asking about working with CRISIL after doing it.
CRISIL is not in the business of advising. So we are not a financial advisory firm, and neither are we a distributor. So we don't even distribute investment products. So CRISIL will not be the right place to come and practice this. our expertise lies in doing valuations for investments, doing research on performance of various funds, and providing analytics to the market participants. We don't go and sell these products ourselves because we want to avoid any real or apparent conflict of interest there.
One is from Bhaskar Ganguly. I'm a retired banker running now 61 years. Is it beneficial for me to pursue this course?
Difficult for me to comment. I think depends on what your expectations are out of the course. I think one thing I'll request and urge all of you is we've given a lot of details in the brochure itself.
Yeah.
So all the topics, subtopics, duration, everything gets covered there. My suggestion would be you go through it thoroughly and then be a judge in terms of whether this is something you would want to go through.
Someone is saying, can it done from overseas? And since it is online, I think even people sitting at overseas can also do it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, should be possible. Yes. Having said that, the content is, as I said earlier, very fine-tuned to the India-specific nuances. So the regulations, the market examples, the data, everything is India-specific. But yes, if you're keen to learn, I mean, you can pick up the course from any overseas location.
Another question is, what is the difference in the role of certified wealth manager and SEBI registered investment advisor?
See, I think difficult to summarize everything on this call, but I think you need a separate advisory license to do, financial advisory work. Otherwise, you're a distributor. I'll suggest you go to the SEBI website and look at the entire circular, because explaining the entire regulation in a short call will be difficult.
Okay, so most of the participants are asking about course brochure. So we will request our marketing team to share the course brochure with all the participants. And most of the other questions, my colleague Sandeep has again shared it. So remaining all the questions are pertaining to information which is already there in the course brochures.
So Kuldeep, we'll share with the candidates a mailer post this maybe on Monday, where we will send them the program details and links again, so that they can get to the details. And we'll try also to send a FAQ related to this particular.
Sure.
Yeah.
So thank you all the participants for attending this webinar on this Friday evening. Thank you so much, Surabhi and Miren from CRISIL and my colleagues from NISM and IT team. Thank you so much. Thank you all. And thanks to the marketing team for arranging this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice weekend ahead.
Yeah, thank you.